Alright guys, so this is a new attempt at using Zapier. This time we're going to use Watershed. So for my xAPI team, I will be adding all of you to Watershed who want access so you can see how the data is flowing. But I'm going to show you how we set this up with Zapier or Zapper, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, and as you can see, I have a trial. I will update this. Anyway, so I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm using Get Storyline, and I have a version here, and then I just have some variables here that I want to open. And I just have a few other tabs open, but we're just going to concentrate here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a webhook. So I want to create a new Zap. And we're going to create a webhook. And because we're going to be sending xAPI statements, we want to do a catch hook.
What can I add for you?
And apparently she wants to answer. Anyway, so we're going to add a catch hook.
What can I add for you?
Just click Save and Continue. And we're going to leave this blank because we're going to be using an Amazon ID for, I know, exciting, right? So, so it creates this URL for us, and we're just going to copy it. And then we're going to go to Storyline. And I have one already created here, but I'm going to recreate it for you guys just so you can see how I did it. So I'm just going to click on the welcome block, and then I'm going to click on the three little dots, the menu, and click Integrations. And then here, I'm going to give it the same name that my hook had, and it was the name we shall not mention because she'll start talking, and unload. And then I have to tell it what block I want it to work with, and I want it to work with, I wanted it to work with the bartender, but it's already taken, so we'll have to do this one here. And then here we want to do a put. So get is when it's getting information, and a post is when it's putting information. And I'm just going to copy and paste the link here. And we're going to leave the headers alone. We don't need to mess with that. But what we are going to add is variables. And so in Storyline, you automatically get a variable for the user called Amazon ID. How awesome is that? That we can get this, and it automatically gives us a date and time stamp, and we can create additional variables. But we're going to use this Amazon ID one. Boop. Let's see. And so the trick is that we need to create a JSON kind of statement for it. Let me go back to Storyline. And this is really easy. So all you're going to do is curly bracket, and this is what's going to appear when it collects it. I'm using camelback text, and so I'm going to do colon, and then I'm going to do bracket, curly bracket, curly bracket. I'm going to paste that. Too many curly brackets. Curly bracket. Oh, I need two. One, two. No, I need one more. But over here. So this, you just want to make sure. So your variable is going to go between the curly brackets. So again, this here, it had curly brackets already. I'm going to add an additional curly bracket, and then I'm going to add a third one because I need to close it all out. And that's it. So now you'll see that I did the same with this one here. It's basically the same thing. It's just using a different hook. Let's see, I get them in order. Yeah, so it's just using a different hook. So I'm going to delete the one I just added because I don't want to create contention. So anyway, so once we go back here, I hope I removed the right one. So when I go back here, it'll say, okay, it's just for safety. Let me just make sure I have the right webhook here. Okay, I didn't. Okay, so now it's going to say, I'll say, okay, did this step over here, and play it.
Welcome to bartender. What type of drink would you like to make?
As you see, it captures some hooks for me already. So now, if we look
It's
at
mojito
this,
time.
it's capturing
Great.
user ID. And
Have you
because
ever
it's
made
not
a mojito
published,
before? All right. Have a great.
so because it's not published yet, it's not giving us the full user ID. But once we publish it, it'll give us an ID. So the next step would be to connect this to, let me just continue. So now I need to add another step, and I'm going to connect it to Watershed because it's one of the APIs that's integrated already. And tell it to send statements. Continue. I already have my Watershed in here, and I can test it. It's just my credentials. I'll show you how to do that. I can say connect account. And so you have to add your URL, your key, and your secret. Cancel this. That's all I did here. That's working. Continue. And so this is the cool part. So this is where we actually set up our statement. Look at that. So whoever on the team is going to do this, you will have a blast. I am not going to do this. So this is for our team member to figure out. I will actually be providing some resources for this, but I think this is going to be the easiest way for us to be able to test our skill and get those statements. So exciting. Yay! All right, guys. So this video is private. It's just for us, and I hope if you have questions, let me know, okay?